Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Glorious Reacts. Before we begin, I would love to introduce ourselves. I am Arnold, your friend from Down Under. And joining me tonight, the thriller from Manila, Joel. Say hi, Joel.
Hey guys, what's up?
And the Singapore sling somewhere else than his normal location,
Hmm.
Paul.
I'm
Say hi,
on
Paul.
site.
You are on
Hey
site.
guys, I'm on site. I'm on site
On site in wherever it is.
in an undisclosed location,
Hey.
giving you the goods.
Giving you the goods. And tonight will be interesting, to say the very least. A soft reboot to the 2016 movie of a similar title, but now helmed by James Gunn. 2021's The Suicide
The
Squad
Suicide
has
Squad.
been tickling our interest since the very first trailer, showing the long list of star-studded casts of misfits. In this episode, we talk about our initial reactions to the latest DCEU film. As usual, we will go through what we liked and disliked about what we saw, but we will be avoiding revealing any content that has not already been revealed in the various trailers and teasers, if you can figure anything out from those. Yes, this is a spoiler-free episode, so let's get right to it. We will start off. I have very, very little input in tonight's episode, unfortunately, but we'll start off with the boys because they definitely dived in more than I have. Let's start with the likes with Paul.
Okay, so since this is a spoiler-free episode,
Be careful.
actually had a hard time. I had a hard time writing down my notes on this one because every single part for the spoiler review, I actually have a lot more things to write down. But just as an overview of the movie, I love the ensemble cast.
Yes.
Okay, so likes ensemble cast. The direction of the movie itself. So, and that includes cinematography, the way the camera goes in and out, the pans, everything the way they captured the movie is amazing. This really was a refreshing superhero genre movie. Well, is it a genre? But superhero movie.
film.
Yeah, superhero film. And lastly, the music. But then that's not something new because I also like the music in Black Widow, and it's similar to Black Widow where they paired the music that they chose for the scenes paired really well and kind of lifted the scene
Even more.
and it's not surprising, at least for me, since the director is James Gunn and we've seen him do the same thing with his first MCU debut, which was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which is very music heavy.
Yes.
And you'd even
Yes.
say that the story was brought more forward. It was impossible to tell a Guardians of Galaxy story without the music, and I think
Right.
you kind of get that flavor with this one.
Yeah, and actually move. You can actually add another dimension and say that the music was actually part of the overall
Yeah.
cast of the story.
Right.
Because it was
own
so much
personality.
involved. Yeah, it was involved in the actual storytelling. Yeah, but those are my likes.
Yep.
Moving on.
Joel.
Okay, well, I don't really have. My likes aren't that different from Paul's.
Yeah.
So yeah, he liked the cast, the ensemble cast. I just siguro just to make it a little bit more different. I like the characters. So I like the characters that they chose for this movie. We don't get Deadshot, but we get Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. Yeah, I know. I found
and-
out just recently that that's why I said that it was a soft reboot. Was the plan originally was to get as much of the original cast back onto this one.
Yes. Yes.
Even the
yes.
original director was the one slated, and then obviously he left. And then thank God James Gunn came along. But we got a few of them still on board. We got
Three.
Yep.
three, yes. So the original
You had Captain Boomerang.
The original Captain
Yeah.
Boomerang, the
Yeah. Harley Quinn.
original Harley Quinn, and the original
And
Amanda
Flag.
Waller.
Yeah,
I
Rick
think.
Rick,
And
Rick
Flag.
Flag.
And Rick.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Flag.
didn't even notice. Yes. Okay. Was he the original one?
Yeah,
You
Joel
see him in
Kinnaman.
more.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
looked at the previous trailer.
He's
the trailer
changed a lot.
He is. He was
Yeah,
more
he
hard
did.
ass.
Changed a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard
He's
ass.
also a little bit more. He's more.
A
He's
little
more in
bit.
demand now. He's got a TV show on Apple TV. You should check it out for all
okay,
mankind.
okay. Yeah, well, he was very different from the 2016 version. That's
Yeah. He I think he lost the facial hair.
and he also
Uh,
lost the attitude. He was a lot. He was a
Yeah,
lot more hard
yeah.
ass in the previous one.
Yeah, he's a lot more chill this time.
Oh,
He's a lot more
And I think
flexible.
I think it's because it's James Gunn.
Yes.
It's the direction. James Gunn. We saw it in Guardians of the Galaxy. And well, I did like how James Gunn also differentiated how he directed the Suicide Squad from Guardians of the Galaxy because
Yes.
he sort of got a little bit more quote unquote freedom because this was slated as an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
So he could do a lot of
PG.
stuff that he wasn't
he was-
able to do in
yeah,
GOTG.
it was PG-13, and then they pulled it. It says, yeah, go. You can go home with it.
Mm.
Do whatever.
Yeah, and I think that added to, well, I don't know if this means that we're all desensitized to a lot of things that people consider R. But yeah, that made it fun. That added to the fun, I think. So yeah, that goes into the storytelling, and I really also like how the subversion of expectations, which is typical, which is how he also did sort of Guardians, especially the first one. We didn't get what we expected out of some of the characters, some of whom I was familiar with. So we even get more of that here because I barely know any of the characters. I only know Boomerang, Harley Quinn, and Flag.
And to establish,
Waller.
I think of the three of us, you are probably the one who's most familiar with any DC titles, and you're saying that this one's even not you're not even as familiar with. The
Yeah,
Suicide
because these are
Squad
like
story.
D-list villains. They're like, Polka Dot Man. He wasn't even.
so much fun. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, it's so
But
much
King
fun.
King Shark is not. King Shark is actually a big deal. So apart from him,
Not necessarily
everyone
though.
else.
Not necessarily. No. He's not as big as Grodd.
No,
he's not
you're
he's not
talking
a
about
Grodd
in the
level
Flash
villain.
universe.
No,
You're
because
talking-
Grodd is a Flash universe.
yeah,
villain.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, so but
And King Shark isn't that big in the Flash universe either.
yeah, yes, exactly. So but he is a big deal in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but
Like
that's
the
what I'm.
comic
Yeah,
books.
exactly. What I'm saying is that's because the Suicide Squad comic
It's
books always
focused
gets these
on-
D-level
Yeah,
super villains.
They're
That's the thing.
the leftovers. Yep.
Yes, exactly. That's the whole point of the Suicide Squad. They get these guys who are very expendable. They don't get Lex Luthors. They don't get Jokers. They don't bring Jokers into.
To be fair, Joker was
Well,
in 2016.
Yeah, I know. But you don't. I mean, that's a totally different story.
Yes.
But yeah,
Fair. They were
but
establishing
basically, the people that they get for Suicide Squad are those that people won't miss if their heads
But-
get blown up.
But because of the way that the stories have been done for Suicide, again, I'm not saying that I'm familiar with any Suicide Squad story from the comics, but based on what I've seen, what I vaguely remember from the 2016 movie, and the one that the 2021 one, is that it's giving them the opportunity, at the very least, some screen time, and it's very much fun seeing
Yeah.
them. And I think this is where the creative freedom that Gunn was given lends to a big positive to the movie. He can do whatever with these guys, and they become sort of memorable in that regard, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even TDK became a little bit memorable.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to had a double take, and says, seriously, this is Fallon, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it is Fallon.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Fillion,
Because
sorry,
they're
Fillion.
they're very good friends. James Gunn
Yeah.
and Nathan Fillion
Yeah,
are
yeah.
very good friends.
Gunn brought in a lot of the people
Yeah.
that he's worked with
A lot,
on
the
games,
whole cast is
Guardians.
like a list of his friends.
Yeah.
It's like a big SNL cast. It's like it's like
It's
an
true.
SNL movie. Is actually what I wanted to say because you're like pulling people left and right. It's like, hey, yeah, I know you. Let's go join in the movie. Continue with your likes. We've just derailed.
Yeah,
you.
and then when my last thing, well, actually, I just remembered one other thing that it's not too spoilery. So yeah, but the first thing is I love the action sequences. The action sequences were top notch. Again, the fact that this is an R-rated movie for me added a lot to the action sequences. It's given the cast of characters that we have for the movie. We were able to see a lot more of what they could do. Like you could do these kinds of villains do the things that they do. If these were superheroes, they wouldn't be doing these things unless it was in the Invincible universe, right? But but yeah, because they're super villains, and they're those types of super villains with a wicked, crooked sense of crooked moral compass at the very least.
I mean, take for example Savant. I mean, right, Savant. So you got what was the name of the
Michael
actor?
Rooker.
Michael Rooker.
Michael
So,
Rooker.
So bring him in. He's very good at what he does, and then that thing happens to him, and I was like, right,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, why? But yeah, a lot of it again goes back to James Gunn being able to subvert expectations.
To do whatever he wants, and this is where
Yeah.
this is the only like I actually was able to write down in time for our recording is that the first 5-10 minutes of the show will just really just what the fuck am I watching? I was like, what, really? That happened? So the subversion of expectations was really front and center, and it really establishes what we were mentioning earlier, that this is the type of storytelling that is not because of the content that he is working with and the characters that he's working with and the freedom that he was able to tease out of it, because he says, hey, yeah, these are characters that you can pretty much do whatever you want. It's not Batman, it's not any of the A-list
They're
characters.
not like held back by a moral code.
No. I think the only person that they kind of want to keep alive is Amanda Waller, so that you can keep doing more of these things together later on. But
Margot Robbie's character, I think they
Well,
wanna keep.
yeah, because she's probably the most the most sellable one. Not exactly sellable, most recognizable one. Recognizable one. But because of
So
this
she was the
movie,
breakout star of the first
the
one.
first
So,
one,
Yeah.
yes.
they banked on her for so many movies already.
And she does a really good Harley Quinn, I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
depends on the script. I didn't like Birds of Prey, but yeah,
Well,
as Harley Quinn,
exactly.
yes,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
great.
She's been consistent across all of the movies we've seen her on as the Harley Quinn character. She's pretty much done what Johnny Depp has done with the Captain Sparrow character, which is pretty much
Yes,
Captain
I
Sparrow.
agree.
Sorry, Johnny Depp equals Captain Sparrow. So Robbie Margot is essentially Harley Quinn.
Margot Robbie.
Oh, sorry, the other way. It's so hard to remember. Robbie Margot is Harley Quinn.
Margot Robbie.
Oh, sorry. Did I do it again? Sorry, did it twice. Cheers. The
Cheers.
so it's I guess it's good to be expected already that with James Gunn on the helm, that the way that the story will be told is not what you were expecting it, but it still caught me off guard, and it's the type of surprise that I really enjoyed. Essentially, after that 10-minute mark, I was like, all right, it's this kind of movie. I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna really enjoy what's going on, and I really did. But let's go back. Let's go to our dislikes. I can only see one for Joel, so I'm gonna start with him. I'm assuming Paul has something to chime in with though. But let's start with Joel.
Oh yeah, wow. Wow, you guys really like this movie? So anyway, so yeah, my only thing is I didn't for a movie that like really wanted to subvert expectations. Oh, this is gonna go into a little bit of
Yeah, so
into
be
a
careful with
little
that. Be
spoilery.
careful with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't quite
Maybe
like the
rephrase it.
survivors. Yeah, I just didn't like the survivors.
Mm, 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 mm.
Okay. We'll stop
Yeah.
there. We'll stop there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we'll
yeah.
stop there.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
don't think I should expound on
No,
that.
Yeah,
no, that's fine.
don't.
That's fine. We kind of
Oh my god.
we kind of already have an inkling of survivors from the first movie because obviously some of the
Yeah,
some of
they-
the
But
they
then again,
want to
from
set
the
an
first
example.
movie,
Mm.
the first movie,
had survivors.
only one guy died.
Only Diablo.
Well, yeah, only Diablo died, right?
Yes.
No, two.
Well,
two.
aside from that guy, the rope guy. What was his name?
I forgot his name, but
died in the
he's good
beginning.
with ropes.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
he
You know,
was
yeah.
the
his
African-
head popped. His
Yeah,
head
he-
popped
they
because he
exploded
tried
his
to
head.
escape.
Yeah, because that's like a staple for
Because
Suicide Squad.
Captain
Always-
Boomerang
yeah.
was convinced him to escape, right? Because he wanted
Yeah.
to see what would happen.
Yes.
Yeah, but then again, that's
guy.
always a staple for Suicide Squad, even in the comics. One for missions, one always tries to
Escape.
get away.
Yeah.
And we get to see their heads blown off. So in this case, in the second movie, we still have there's still survivorship.
There are still survivors. Yeah, I don't quite like the survivors.
Okay, gotcha. Paul, anything for you to add on?
It was very hard for me to write dislikes. The reason why is not because I generally I like the film, and I had dislikes. But if I wrote them down and explained
It'd
them,
be spoilery.
it'd be spoilery. So I couldn't write anything on the dislikes because it's all of them are in the spoiler episode or notes for the spoiler episode. So as a general, I guess on the general level, if I would have to say a dislike, man, it's so hard
You don't need to
without
force
going
one
into spoilers.
unless
Yeah,
you
you don't
can
need
you can hint on something without actually.
It's
saying
actually
it.
connected to what Joel said,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
but not
On the who,
on the on the who, yeah.
right? But more on
It's on the why,
on the why. I'm assuming.
on the where,
On the
on the how.
on the color
on
of
the
their
how.
shirts.
Actually, on the well, the how is surprising as well, right? So I mean, on that topic, but
Is that something that you did not like? I guess.
what I did not like is also, I guess, the conclusion of the wrapping up of the big bad,
Okay.
because it
Mm.
felt like on the power scale, it felt like they should not even. I don't know. It didn't feel. Oh, okay. Sorry. Is the big bad a spoiler?
No,
Isn't
been
it
shown.
already on the
We've
the
been
trailer?
shown.
Yeah, it's been-
the
it's
last
been seen on
trailer showed
Right,
who
so-
we're
Yeah.
going up.
I expected more of a final confrontation type.
That was bigger. This is what you're saying.
That was on
Bigger,
the
more
scale
epic.
because
I have an idea how that might have happened, but then again, that would have been too weird and it'd be spoilery. That can go. We can talk about it a little bit more when we go into the spoiler
okay.
episode.
My reason is at least for me, like the Starro, the creature,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Was introduced in the old school comics as a big bad that the Justice League had to
Had to
work
deal
together
with. Yes.
to
Yeah,
deal
it was
with.
it was the first. No, it
Right?
was the first
First
creature that
appearance
they
of the
fought.
Justice League, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, huh? Is this like Starro's lesser cousin or something? 'Cause it doesn't feel like how could a team of Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, right, have trouble with Starro and then this other team?
This
So,
is how it's concluded. All right.
It's kind of like the wrap up of the big bad situation was, kind of just a little bit off for me.
Okay.
I didn't even know why that was the big bad. I mean, even the first one, they were dealing with a big, like a really big bad. Like it's a demon. Was it a demon or something?
In the first movie?
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
first movie?
yeah. Um, Delavine's like she was
Yeah.
dancing weird, right? But she was
Yeah.
supposed to be like a
She
uh,
was like a cult. She was like a shaman
there
of
was like
some
a
sort. Yeah.
yeah, there's like a Cthulhu type like god
Entity.
inside her. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So so I was like, okay, they're always facing off these like um epic level big bads that are supposed to be able to be handled only by the Justice League. And they survive, they win. So it's kind of it just feels off. But yeah, I mean overall though, I had more likes than dislikes.
I guess it was more of trying to level up these bad guys. Well, they're not bad guys; they're anti-heroes. In this particular, sure, they're bad guys, but they were being framed as anti-heroes in this particular the way that the story is being told. And
Right.
probably they're giving an opportunity for these anti-heroes to be leveled up a bit. It helps make them more memorable. Although to be fair, John Cena's character is memorable regardless. Can we agree with that one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of
One
course.
quick question is that did we not like any casting?
Did we not like any
Because so
casting?
it's I mentioned at the top of the show that it was a star-studded cast. There were a lot of
Mm.
people on the list. A lot of people that with big ticket names, by the way. Was there any casting? I mean, so sure we are not wholly familiar with all of the characters, so that's fine. But there is a certain you could actually quickly say that okay, this particular character wasn't didn't feel like it because there are a couple in my case there are a couple that kind of like really, and then he's the guy that we got them, and then it felt so. I'll probably start it off. I'll start off with both Javelin and TDK. I really was hoping for I was like, wow, awesome. It's Fludaborg and for Javelin, and I love Fludaborg, and obviously Fillion, Nathan Fillion for her TDK, and I was just slightly frustrated with the characters, because of what happened to them. So I guess that can be a very, very slight nitpick. It's more of just preference, really. I mean, I thought that they did really well. I was just laughing so hard when they were trying to ask. There was a section then when they were talking to TDK, and I was just like, really? I was like asking myself, really? Yeah, I know. I'd ask the same thing. And he was just saying, he was just explaining it like it was the most natural thing.
It was
and,
like,
and then nobody.
you should know this.
You should know.
right?
You
Yeah.
didn't really answer the question. And I was like, what? And then later on, you find out what it really meant. And and then the way his character was kind of like concluded was like, really? What? Okay. I kind of wished for a bit more. Flew the Borg's character even more so. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm just wondering if you guys had any similar thoughts.
I actually enjoyed um I actually enjoyed Nathan Fillion in his role just because I think he was having fun,
Yes.
and that
Yeah.
reflected very much so on the screen with like the way he portrayed the character. And I don't know, it feels like even though they have, I mean, they're the way they're the per, no the, actually the character itself is bad. It was still fun to have that character there. I don't know. I actually want just to add a small dislike. Sorry if I'm
No.
encroaching on your time, Arnold. I didn't like the. I felt like they had the Viola Davis's character was I don't know, did she appear to you guys as having some humorous moments that was kind of forced? I don't know if you, because it felt to me like there were times where her crew would be doing something
Yes.
and she would either ignore it, or and it felt like that part was the comedy relief part of the whole scene for her. And I felt like I wanted when they focused on Waller, everything was serious,
Yes.
like serious business, because there was a scene where they Flag's character asked if who chose this character to go into the water with them, and then she would do the
But
eye look.
She did that a
Like,
few times.
it goes back to little how little the people in Waller's area, in Waller's side
Mm.
of the thing, really thought about it. They're just bodies that
They're warm bodies that just
they're warm
happen
bodies
to
that
be
you just
particularly good
send
at
over
certain
there,
things.
whether or not they actually accomplish the mission. Yeah, again, they're expendable.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the suicide. That's why they're called the Suicide
So
Squad.
I guess
If you go there, yeah,
I guess
it doesn't really matter.
part of the story element, but part of the storytelling, just to highlight the fact that we don't really care. We
You don't
doesn't
really care how many
We were more interested in doing.
survive.
They were more interested in doing the other thing.
No, yeah, I understand. I understand that part. It's just for me inserting the humorous moments for Amanda Waller itself. Kind of
But
like
you don't. But you
is a
don't see
dislike for me.
her actually
That's
being
Oh yeah,
humorous.
yeah, oh yeah,
I think
definitely.
that
Yes.
was
So,
the
for me,
humor. I think that
yeah.
was the humor. I found that funny. I found that
I
Yeah.
mean, I
she's
found
a
it
very,
funny.
very, very serious character, and they did
But
And
not.
she's
everyone else
surrounded
around
by
her.
clowns.
Yeah, they
Like,
did not.
but-
bring-
Not
yeah,
really
I-
clowns, but
I
it
felt-
was dark humor at the
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
of course, because they were laughing at the expense of like deaths of other people. But yeah, I understand. But it just didn't feel right. I guess at the in those scenes.
Okay, fair.
it probably goes to taste. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Then again, you
I
go back to who James Gunn is.
Who, by the way, going back to Starro, who was the big bat that they fought in the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy 2? That big giant space tentacle.
Ego.
thingy? No.
No,
not
no,
the-
that's two.
Tentacle.
the tentacled one that they blew up.
I
At the
don't
start.
know.
That was an
Start.
alien.
That was an alien.
Yeah.
Also a big bad. It's a known
they-
Galaxy of the Guardians of the Galaxy monster. But okay. I guess that's the difference in power level that you're saying. So Starro obviously is a mainline character villain, whereas
Starro the
whereas
Conqueror.
these guys, Guardians of the Galaxy, whoever it was who were fighting, I completely forgot who it.
No, at the
what
start,
was.
but the end they were fighting
Of course,
Ego.
yes.
So
Yeah,
right.
no, I mean, I was just trying to see if there was some parallel to that one, but maybe the level of epicness is not the same.
Yeah.
We can. I guess we can start. We won't have any theories, obviously, because that's gonna
Expectations. Not yet.
that
Yeah.
will go into spoilery territory. So I guess we can cap unless there's anything else you guys want to add, we can cap the episode here. Awesome.
Yep.
All right.
I was thinking, but
Don't
yeah,
worry,
yeah.
don't worry. We'll still have an
You can go
opportunity
into
to
your-
expound further. That is it for our initial reactions episode. Next time, we will dive deeper into the discussion of the movie, details and all. We hope you get a chance to catch the film despite the difficulty that we're currently in. So you can join us in that spoiler-heavy episode. The Suicide Squad is currently in cinemas and is streaming, I believe, on HBO Max.
HBO Max.
For
For
the next,
31 days.
for the next month. That's it. And then I don't
Yeah,
know what's
yeah.
gonna happen after that.
And then none. It's not going to be there.
All right, it'll just only be in cinemas.
Cinemas, yes.
Which is kind of
For the first 30
unfortunate.
days.
Which is kind of unfortunate. They're
Well, if
putting a
you
cap.
HBO Max, well, to all the countries that actually do have HBO Max,
Yes.
if you as a watcher haven't subscribed, there's a free trial, so you can just get it just to watch it, and then
So is it just sorry, just a little side story, a side thing here. Is subscribing to HBO Max giving you automatic access to the
It's not
Suicide
premium
Squad?
access?
It's not premium access like what Disney
no,
Plus
yeah,
does?
just
Oh,
subscription to HBO Max will
I see.
give you access to Suicide Squad.
Got
Yep.
it. So that's
So
where
even the trial will get you that access.
that's where the difference is. Well, then
Yeah.
again, we don't really have access to HBO Max.
So theaters is the way to go.
Theaters is the way
if
to
you're
go.
if you're not locked down.
That's it. Thank
Yeah.
you again to Paul and to Joel for joining me to share their thoughts and impressions.
Anytime.
We are holding off on the theories till the next episode. As always, dear audience, We hope you tune in to our next episode and continue to hang out with us. Till then, bye.